In today's video, I'm going to show you how to build a job application system for yourself in your career development using just NotebookLM and Perplexity. So a couple of the things we're going to do here is we're going to upload a bunch of sources to NotebookLM. I'm going to show you what that is if you're not familiar. We're going to upload all the sources about the job opening, plus the company, plus research reports about it. And then we're going to generate study materials, interview questions, and even create a targeted resume for that job, all right? So the first thing we're going to do is first you need to, of course, find a job, right? And then I'm going to use actually Next Play right here to find something that I might be interested in if I was looking for a job or doing something in my career. So I'm going to look for something dealing with content. All right. And then I found this one here, which looked interesting to me. This was Vellum AI just announced a 20 million round, and they're hiring a chief of staff, a content lead, and a sales development rep. So I was interested about a content lead because if you're not familiar with who I am, I run a newsletter here on Substack, all about using AI to build content systems. I ghostwrite for CEOs in the AI industry and also have various courses about this type of thing. So that would be something if I was looking for a job I would be interested in. Now you're going to do the same for you. And right now we're going to be focusing on one job, but you're going to see that this system can be expanded and you can do multiple at once. So the first thing we need is the actual job opening, the job posting. So I'm going to click here. We're going to see that down here, we have the technical content lead. I'm going to click on it. And we have the actual job opening. So we're going to take this job opening and we're going to go over to NotebookLM. If you're not familiar with NotebookLM, it looks like this right here. It is a free tool from Google where you can upload a bunch of sources and you can summarize, do source synthesis, you can create audio overviews, generate a ton of different material. It is like hands down one of the most powerful and best AI tools that you should be using, every day, whether that's for your career development, whether that's for creating content, whether that's for, skill development, anything. NotebookLM is hands down one of the best tools for you to use, and it's free. You can upload up to 50 sources on the free plan, and the enterprise plan you can upload, I think, upwards of 300 plus. So definitely use this tool. If you're not familiar with it, when you get in here, these are all the different notebooks I have right now. And what you're going to do is click this, create a new notebook, and this is what the notebook looks like, and you can start uploading sources here, right? You have a couple different options. You can upload the actual source from your device. You can use Google Drive, you can link it, or you can just paste text. All right. So we're going to start uploading sources to this now. And the first source is going to be that job opening. Now, like I said, you can take a URL and paste it in here, right? Now, one thing I want to show you quickly, a quick tip about NotebookLM is sometimes when you put URLs, they fail right here, right? You can see it's it turns red here. And that's just for various different reasons. Websites have it blocked so that the AI can't access it or scrape it. Maybe the URL is wrong, whatever. If that happens, just quick tip, remove the source, and you're just going to actually copy the entire text here, upload the source, paste text, and we're going to paste that job opening there. So that's just a quick tip to keep in mind. So we paste the job opening in there, and this is what your notebook looks like when you start uploading sources. On the left side here, you have all of your sources where you can add more. In the middle, you have a summary of what the sources are. And this is where your chat is with the LLM that you can talk to. You have a couple options for generating stuff here. And on the right is your studio where all of your generated material, you can save it. And we'll take a look at that. So here you can see it's summarized that this text outlines a job description for a technical content lead at Vellum, an AI company. Looking for growth-oriented content that simplifies complex AI for a B2B audience, primarily focused on engineering things. All right, so we're going to rename the source that we just uploaded, and we're going to just name it, something like job. And then we're going to put the name of the company, Vellum AI. All right, so that's our first, that's our base source that we're uploading here, job Vellum AI. The next source that we're going to use is the actual company's website. So here I navigated to Vellum AI's website. We can see it's an enterprise platform for building mission critical AI agents. We have a lot of good information here about who they partnered with, what their stack looks like, how they drive AI transformation, all sorts of valuable information here that you should know about if you are, targeting a job. This, you just simply take the URL, go back into your notebook, upload a source, website URL, paste it, insert. Now that is our second source. We're going to rename this, and we're just going to rename it Site Vellum AI. All right, that's our second source. So we have the job, and now we have the website. All right, now the third source we're going to upload here is going to be the deep research. So what we're going to do is go to Perplexity. Perplexity is another one of the best AI tools out there, right? And what you're going to do is run a deep research, which requires the Pro plan. But if you don't, you can just build this out in the regular chat. It's no problem. But a lot of people use Perplexity Pro. So we're going to use the deep research function here. And we're simply going to tell it to run a deep research on the company Vellum AI. And then just to make sure it gets the right one, what I want to do is include the link for it to start its like search, so it makes sure to get the right company here for Vellum AI. So we're going to run that deep research, and you're going to see that it's going to conduct a comprehensive deep research on Vellum AI, analyzing the content, etc., and it's going to come back with a deep research report. All right. In the meantime, while that runs and we prepare that next source, the third now, or the fourth source that we're going to upload is a resume. So it should be your resume. Now, the difference is, if you can, it's better to have a very broad resume that covers all of your different skill sets, all of your different experience. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be like really encompassing and broad on everything that you do, multiple pages, preferably. The reason is, when we put this broad resume into NotebookLM, what we're going to be able to do is start to focus that down and condense it and target it towards the different jobs and customize it or personalize it to the different jobs that we're targeting. All right. So I just built up an example one here of myself. I used Claude to help me write it up really fast. I'm sure you have, your own resumes and stuff like that. So this one here, you can just see I have a summary, AI content systems and Ghostwriter, developed AI writing methods to improve content output. I founded AI Disruptor, a newsletter with 9,000 subscribers, etc. We have my core expertise, professional experience, key achievements, projects and products, education, etc. Even if this is like, not even perfect, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be a polished, perfect resume. You can just have even just a ton of bullet points if that's what you have. But what we're going to do is copy this entire resume, right? All right. And we're going to go back over to NotebookLM, and I'm going to paste my resume in here, or you're going to attach it however you have it saved, right? All right. So then we have that now. I'm going to rename this. I'm going to rename this to my resume. All right. All right. So up to this point, we have the job opening from Vellum AI, we have the website of Vellum AI, and we have my resume. All right. The next thing we're going to upload is the research report. So Perplexity finished its research report here, and we have a comprehensive research report for Vellum AI. We have the executive summary. Vellum AI stands as enterprise development platform specifically designed for building, testing, and deploying AI apps powered by LLMs. All right. We have the company overview, CEOs, CTOs, co-founders. We have the recent funding, product architecture. What else do we have here? Core features. All right, so everything about so a lot of good information about the company here. And you're going to take this report, all right, all the way down here. You can either export this as a PDF, as whatever, as a document, or just simply copy it back over to NotebookLM, add this source in, paste the text. Now we have our deep research. All right, we are going to rename this. We're going to rename this source here, deep research on Vellum AI. All right. That is going to be the sources we're going to upload to this notebook right now. So we got the job opening, we got the website of the company, we got the deep research report on the company, and then we got my resume, my broad resume. All right, so before I move any further, you can upload multiple job openings, multiple company websites. Say you're targeting 5 at once and you want to do this, you can do so. And over here on the left, you can select which sources are active inside of your notebook. That way, you can just deal with one at a time or all, etc. Once you have all of this stuff in here, you can do a couple like super powerful and cool things now. The first is you can generate a mind map. So you're going to click generate a mind map, and this is all going to start generating over here, okay? We're going to generate a mind map. Over here, we can generate a study guide. We can generate an FAQ. And we can generate a briefing doc. Each one of these serves a different purpose, as obvious in their name. And these are all like great study material for you to read up on to, prepare for a potential interview, prepare for your cover letters, your resumes, etc. So here we have like the FAQ. It's going to give us on the right panel here above my head. You're going to see we have an FAQ all about the company. We have a study guide all about the company. All right, essay format questions. We have like multiple choice, answer key, etc. All things you should know. And then we have a briefing doc, which is just like what it sounds like, just a brief of the entire company. We got the founding and leadership, funding, etc. This is like another type of research report, right? And then lastly, in my favorite feature of NotebookLM that I always use is the mind map. So if you open this mind map here that it generates, you can zoom in and out here. And we have Velum AI, Enterprise AI Development Platform. And we can scroll out, and this branches off into all of these different things here. We have the executive summary, company overview, product architecture, all right, all the way down to myself and my resume. And what we can do is click any of these and expand them, right? Learn more about the company. You can learn a little more about yourself, maybe how it fits into the company. And so then you can just explore all of these, and you can click any of these here. Like, for example, let's say we want to learn more about the company's growth strategy with Series A funding, something that I would want to know a lot about before applying to this. You can click this, and it's going to open it up here in the center chat, and it's going to give you details about whatever it is you clicked in the mind map. So it'll tell it like discuss what these sources say about growth strategy. And now we have Velum AI's growth strategy, et cetera, et cetera. So you just synthesized all the information about this potential career opportunity. You're going to be so much more prepared than anybody else. And then the last thing two most important things, we haven't even gotten to the two most important things that we can do, is now what we can say is, for example, using my resume, generate an updated, targeted resume for this specific job, at Velum. You could tell NotebookLM to do something like this. And of course, you'll spend a little bit more time on your own, building it out perfectly, editing, making sure it's exactly how you want it. But just for you to get an idea of what is possible here, we're now going to have a targeted resume for the technical content lead position at Velum, drawing directly from your provided resume and the job description for the role. So then we have this highly targeted one. So for example, highly experienced AI content systems and strategic ghostwriter, adept at building scalable content ops for high growth startups. And it's using keywords pulled directly from this job opening, directly from this company's website, deep research report. We can look at core expertise. All right, it put things like full funnel content leadership, newsletter strategy, thought leadership. These are not things that were completely written out in my resume. So it is targeting it for this job opportunity. We have professional experience, all right, key achievements, project and products, and additional information. So now this is going to be a targeted resume for this job opening. What you can do is extract this, take this out, go format it how you like, make your edits, etc. So right now you might be stopping and thinking, oh, well, doesn't AI hallucinate a lot? Is this just creating stuff up about me? Is this a problem? Well, that's the good thing about NotebookLM is NotebookLM is not ChatGPT. It's not Claude. It's not Gemini. NotebookLM is completely contained to the sources you give it. So, it is pulling everything directly from your sources. So it's not going to be generating new information anywhere. it can't really generate anything new. It can only pull from what you already gave it. So that means, it's not going to be creating skills that you didn't have actually listed in your resume or experience, et cetera. And if it doesn't know something, it'll simply just flat out tell you, I can't provide that to you because I don't know it. All right. So you can chill out more about that and be comfortable using this for building your resume. So now we built a targeted resume. And the last thing I just want to show you is you can simply tell it to generate 10 potential interview questions targeted at me. And now what this is going to do is you can start generating potential interview questions, potential, things you should know. And it's going to be personalized to you. So like the NotebookLM is going to go look at the company and then look at the job opening and then look at your potential experience and act as if the person who would potentially hire you is going to look at your resume and what questions they might pose custom to you, right? So for example, we have some of these questions here, like your resume highlights your expertise in architecting AI-enhanced content systems that scaled output 10 times and reduced production time. All right. Vellum focuses on bringing speed and reliability to enterprise AI development. How would you adapt and apply your voice DNA? So now it's asking me targeted questions specifically about stuff that's in my resume. So it's not going to be general interview questions. There's nothing you're going to find online anywhere, right? And you're producing these custom questions here. So that is it. That is our system. You can see how powerful this is. This is targeted for one specific job, but you can expand this, add a bunch more in here, and basically just turn NotebookLM into your like supercharged career development coach or, job application hunter and resume builder and all of the above. So make sure to test it out. Make sure to use NotebookLM for your career development. It is one of the best tools and it's free. And go try out this system with any potential career opportunities for yourself.